My, oh my, Ajayi. It's the coach, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, Jay Ajayi, fresh off 100 yards a week ago. Coming up, we'll see the visiting Dallas Cowboys taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by their 6'5" quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Throwing on first is Wentz. It's over the middle. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. And the tight end, Zach Ertz, is key in this offense as we get a look at the starters.
Comes out of the factory known as Stanford, which keeps putting out tight ends. Zach Ertz, one of the better ones we've seen in recent years.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Here's Wentz to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5. Let's look at the defensive starters now for Dallas. They come into this one 9th in the NFL against the run.
They've established themselves as a top 10 run-stopping unit in the NFL here in the early going. All signs point to me towards them continuing that throughout the season. They look pretty good, pretty darn cohesive to me.
This is Ajayi. And now running right through it. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Wentz. This is caught. It's Ryan Grant. Graham, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. They're led out by their big-bodied electric quarterback, Cam Newton.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It's too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. On 2nd down, Elliott. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
A first down carry by Elliott. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Give to Elliott. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On the counter, Elliott. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult 3rd down call now.
So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. The give is to Elliott. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it. Somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Now a play fake here on first down. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They'll run with it. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Now Newton on first down. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on second down. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Ball on the 30 as they come up, 2nd and 10. Back to the air, Newton on 2nd down. Got a man complete. This is Richard Rodgers. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
2nd down pass play got them 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And they'll get him down right about the 20. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call, and they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down. A little too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Tyrone Crawford in on the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 3rd down and 5 to start things out. Throwing his Wentz. sack. David Irving able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season, and, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for them.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. And this is going to be incomplete.
He's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps at just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
Jay Ajayi works his way back onto the field. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game.
Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the 2nd quarter. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Here we go. 120!
They'll run him now out of the gun. And he'll power his way up near the 25. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Throwing now is Wentz. And Jeffrey's got it. The first catch for Jeffrey. Good enough for a 1st down.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a 1st down.
1st down saves them from a 3-and-out. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to launch this thing, and that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. Wentz finding his favorite receiver, Jeffrey, on a big one, and even 40 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. In for the score. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. And a great example there of just getting the feet in a tough spot. It seems like every year these guys get better at this.
Well, I think the drills get better that they work on, training camp, off-season work, OTAs. But also a lot of these guys have dance backgrounds, ballet backgrounds, and they take that and carry it over to the football field.
So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. Daniels on the return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And out now come the Cowboys. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Elliott. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Throwing is Newton. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Derek Barnett in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here we go. 20.
On play action, Wentz. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. The 20, 10, touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Eagles add on to their lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. He finds Humphreys. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. They fake the give. Newton. Flush to his right. Powering forward. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And Rodgers has it over on the right side. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
He only got a yard, but that was enough to do the job.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulders square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. This is Elliott. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Well, they go with a slant that time, 15 yards at a first down. A first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Newton now to throw. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Steps away to his left. And boy, that one drops incomplete. But if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. On 3rd down, Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott as the first half is winding down. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. Extra point right down the middle. And it makes the score 21-10. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And along with the rest of his offensive mates, here comes Zach Ertz. A September sure treated him kindly. Now we flip over to October. Any reason to think that those numbers drop, or can he keep the pace up?
Well, he can keep the pace up, but it's going to get a lot more difficult now. To me, it's a lot like baseball, all right? When guys, when they first hit the league, whether it's a pitcher or a hitter, and they go through the league the first time and they're hot, they're going, wow, what a phenom. Then they get tape on them, they get scouting reports, they start to do different things. Let's see if he's going to adapt and expand his game in order to keep up that type of production.
That's a good call because he's a known entity. See how they defend him going forward. And welcome back, the offensive unit. They took the timeout, and now they get set to line up as we resume action. Ajayi with the benefit of a full training camp behind him, excelling in this Eagle backfield as they come up on first down. To throw, it's Wentz. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Wentz will try again on 2nd down. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. On the right hash, officially, this will be a 51-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll start out west. 2 cities whose basketball teams know each other pretty well, Cleveland and Oakland. And it's the Browns who have the lead late in the first half. Jarvis Landry, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. From there, we head east to check out the Jets at home at MetLife Stadium. And they were losers in that ball game to the visiting New Orleans Saints. Fitzgerald Toussaint, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. Finally, let's get to the desert. Check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And that game's all tied up as they play the visiting LA Rams. In our game, it's been Carson Wentz with a strong first half. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Daniels on the return. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd down. It's Elliott, and he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Now Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he's able to get up here to the 26. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. Jeffrey with a catch left side. An Eagle 1st down. Wentz hooking up with Jeffrey. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. They run with Ajayi. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll make it 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
He finds Ajayi. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
He finds a man with a crossing route. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. An Eagle first down there. Wentz to Ertz, and the names that end in TZ.
That's a good-looking play to me. The big tight end on a crossing route coming underneath. Sometimes he can gain some serious momentum going forward, can he?
Yeah, he can indeed, and pretty well executed there.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. This will be caught at about the 5. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them.
This is taken in by Jeffrey. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Carson Wentz with touchdown pass number 4 on the afternoon. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Ooh, with a juke. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. 2nd and 10, Newton again. And this is incomplete. It was the veteran safety, Malcolm Jenkins, who got a hand in there to disrupt it.
This has been a really nice day for the defense. They've made it so difficult to find open receivers because they're able to squeeze the passing lanes down. A lot of what they're doing is communicating. Receivers in one area, receivers in another area. They're almost what they call passing them off from one defender to the next, even in zone.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Dominic Easley able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. That's complete, middle of the field to Humphreys. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That pickup goes for 25. What a flip of the script. From 4th down to 1st. Newton on 1st down. And his pass incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And his throw is going to be incomplete. The intended receiver that time, Adam Humphreys. And it's 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the 1st. So an instance there of Cam being Cam. We know he can use his legs.
And with that big body, it's hard to get him down, even if you get a clear shot on him. Plus, he moves it a lot faster than what people think. And boy, does he have fun playing the game of football.
And he showcases the spin. A pretty good game before he's taken down. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Newton. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Richard Rodgers, that time. And it's 3rd and short.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Newton now to throw. Buying time to his left. And down inside the 15 he goes. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. A 20th carry here for Elliott. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys cut into that lead. He's doing his part, but still facing a sizable deficit.
And he would like to do more, but he needs help from the other 2/3, right? He needs his defense to bow up a little bit, and he also needs special teams to maybe create some big plays and help them get back in it.
Point after, up and good. And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. To throw is Wentz. Ertz has it left side. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. Now it's Ajayi, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They fake the give. Now Wentz. Looking deep downfield. And got his man complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge. Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Here's Ajayi. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Oh, there's no doubt that this is a huge defensive series right here. They've got to hold them to a field goal attempt or less. Otherwise, this game just might be out of reach. Let's see if they can hunker down and get it done.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Wentz. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Sean Lee coming hard from that linebacker spot. He drops him for a loss of 11.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Working from the gun, Wentz. Ertz over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It'll be a gain of 7, but still well short here with 4th and goal looming.
This offense bent the defense in their long drive downfield, but once they got within sight of the goal line, the defense went to don't break mode, and it stiffened.
And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And the kick by Elliott is good. And that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here.
Well, he was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
They go to Elliott again. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window. They've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Forced out to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Dominic Easley. He's the one that finally runs him down, and that is a big, big loss. 18 yards. Carson Wentz and the Eagles make their way out to the field, and it's been a good game for him to this point, Charles. So now with a 2-minute warning coming up fast, that puts a mammoth dent in their comeback hopes.
I like how you phrased it. It's a dent because there's still opportunity. They've got to get the ball back on defense, obviously twice. But guess what? This thing is not close to being over. They need to go ahead and play it out.
Not over. As you said, 2-score game still. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Time for a break. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. They dump off underneath to Ajayi. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make.
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Ajayi, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. anticipating when we have to make the call. They already had it lined up, never even got to it.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now here come the Cowboys. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do.
That's caught inside the 20. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. It's a big play for the Cowboys on third. 65 yards. Now a play fake here on first down. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker Jordan Hicks. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Oh, look at this. Wentz going to throw. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 7.
Here we go. Waiting.
Shotgun now for Wentz. And this is going to be incomplete. It was Andrew Sendejo from his strong safety spot able to make the play.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And this will be taken at the 13. He'll be hard-pressed to match that one. That a 65-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. On 2nd and 10, Newton. Flushed out, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Dominique Easley in there to make the sack on what will be the final act in this ball game. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for Philadelphia, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll have another home date next week as the Kansas City Chiefs come to town. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they'll drop down to